G'day viewers, well, been a bit of a long time. It's the whole bloody South Australia's got their Power Max. This dog, a bit lightning and stormy, and the whole complete state of South Australia was without power tonight. They're forecasting a bloody cyclone to hit South Australia, Adelaide in particular. Hey Whiskers, nice meows. Hey Whiskers. Oh, cute. Poor old cat, scared of the lightning storms. It's alright, cat. Anyway, yeah, we don't normally get cyclones in this bloody part of the world. It's not tropical to get cyclones. What are they doing? Are they geoengineering or making it tropical, or what's going on? Oh, that was bright. This light turned on. Don't get too wet. So what, Whiskers? I've got your back and your food's wet. Man, I gave you heaps too. So what, cuties? Oh, we're getting some bloody lightning and rain tonight. It's all part of that bloody big cyclone we're supposed to be getting. I can't believe it. They're forecasting a tornado, now they're reckon a cyclone's going to hit Adelaide. Now that's a pretty big bloody system. This is part of that system right now. Why are they bloody flooded? The buggery. Bloody hell. Oh! Turn this light off. Bloody stormy night out there. Holy buggery. Whoa! Wow. Oh shit. Anyway, viewers, I wonder how it'll look like in the morning after work. I see how flooded the still is after work. Holy crap. Okay, viewers, well, fell up after that storm. Last night was a pretty hefty night too. Was the worst of it. Plenty of bloody water out there. Cool bit of phenomenon. I'm getting a local AM radio station with a ground on this computer case. I disconnected the sound card because I had that playing over bloody what I was watching on the computer. So I decided to touch directly to Earth and I get clear AM, local AM station through reference to Earth, directly on the line input on this thing. I've only got one speaker touching ground. That's why only one speaker's working. The Velcro seems to have come off there. Yeah, my Velcro came off. I'll have to redo that. Yeah, the Velcro bloody came off, damn thing. Pretty cool. Good capacitors. They've improved actually. I left this thing play for a couple of hours and the capacitors seem to have improved. Here we go, all fixed. Pretty cool. Just connect this directly to Earth. I can get the local radio station on this thing. Pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back to my other boombox, the Sony one. I put the line input on that thing. Bypassing the tape amp is actually a must because it's actually I'm over amplifying the signal the way I just did it. Got the BOZ in here. The 28 breaker, I can do my own experiments in here now. I want to get a double one of these and put an RCD, a 40 amp RCD in it. At least a 20 amp one for now because this is on a 20 amp circuit, but I would like to get a 40 amp RCD, but I'll start with a 20 amp RCD in one of these enclosures on here. So if I could do some experiments with water and stuff like I did at the old place, all the fun I had. The RCD is there for extra safety because this circuit is not on an RCD. So when I wired this up to the line input mod, there's a special reason why you have to bypass the tape head, the cassette player's preamp, because a tape head puts out a low voltage. The preamp has to amplify that so it's loud enough for the main amplifier chip to pick it up properly and receive it loud and clear. What I've done, I've put a normal signal through that which has already amplified plenty enough. It's got plenty of volume on it. What I was doing while it was distorting, this was overloading the preamp, resulting in all the distortion I was getting. So that's why it's important to bypass the tape's preamp and go directly on the amplifier chip's input on the circuit. That way the actual device here I plug in here is amplified anyway for the amplifier chip inside this to pick it up normally. That's why you have to bypass the tape preamp. Now before I was had the plan was to preserve the original functionality of the cassette the way I did this now. Before I went into the preamp with that, but what I want to do is expecting it to still work like normal. I want to still be able to use a cassette player normally on this thing, in the CD player. So what I might do instead of connect the wire, put the wire directly under the input of the amplifier chip itself, and that should still give me the ability to use the volume and treble on this thing. But I'll need to put a switch on it so I can switch the auxiliary input off, so these will still work normally without two signals getting in the way of all these settings here. If I listen to a CD, and I've got the auxiliary audio still playing, they're all going to be played on top of each other. So that's another issue I'm going to have to work on, switching off. But I don't want to hack it too much. So the best way I'm going to do it is just have it off on the tape mode, have a switch that turns the amplifier, the power on the cassette deck, but not the motor, just the amplifier part of the circuit. So with another switch on the back, which will turn the amplifier part of this on, and I can play stuff directly through the amp and bypass the preamp, and that should work quite normally. Now this should all be on the output side of the amplifier, all these settings here, depending on the circuit. I'll have a go and see if this have a couple of quick tests and we'll see if I can verify that. I'm pretty sure I should be alright. These should all be on the output side of the amplifier chip altogether. If these are on the input side, then the amplifier chip comes after this stage. Well, then it'll just be stuck playing at full volume of flat response. What are you sniffing? You're not pissing in there, you little cat. So yeah, let's gonna get a workbench out again. I fixed up the other workbench, which I was using the chest of drawers. Yeah, I was using this as a workbench last time, but I've ripped the top off it because it was damaged plywood, damaged by moisture, and I've cut up some new bits of board, old wardrobe door, which I had laying around. I've made that for the top, sealed it up with glue, wood glue, and did the same at the bottom. Completely sealed this thing and reinforced it to stop the mice getting in. And it works perfectly. This thing is perfectly mouse proof now. The top and the bottom being sealed, no mice can get in. So everything in here is safe. This is stuff out of the caravan they got out of storage to make some room, so I'm not going to use half this stuff for parts or whatnot. It's safe in here now. And the desulfator needs more work. It worked for about a week straight, and all of a sudden it blew the fuse. I must just slowly pour more current as time goes on. It must just be a flaw of this thing. Anyway, all my screws are in there, completely sealed away from mice. Much better design now. Much more sturdy too. Got this given to me by a friend, helium tank, empty. I might pump it down with a vacuum and suck all the residual gas and air out of it. I've already did some checks and research and some calculations from what the label said. That's the burst pressure. This burst disc ruptures out at 345 psi. I'm not going to put anywhere near that much in it, so I'm perfectly fine with that. So I'll probably make a good refrigerant reclaiming tank. Even if an old split system, I can suck up some R22 in this thing. It's a right tank, but it's just the wrong colour. It has to be a certain colour, certified. The smaller ones, the smaller domestic sort of ones are like this. A disposable cylinder with a refrigerant that comes in. The more commercial ones are a gas bottle. Full of, like a forklift gas bottle. Anyway, got a little air tank, this one. That's about the gauge steel. It's made out of 1mm thick steel, mild steel. Good air cannon / redneck recovery tank. Anyway, I got the Celestial TV out and may make some more room for these or part them out. Little snake propeller I've got to fix. Other bits and pieces in here. You know, a wood plane I might modify. Good fun. But everything is here, quite safe from the mice. Got the capacitors out of there. The big ones, I put them in a drawer nice and safe. Under all here. In one of the other drawers. Nice and safe from the mice. Anyway, I might even run this and open there. Burn the filaments out. Anyway, when I get a chance. Anyway, it's a little update for now. Thanks for watching.